Matt Mladin's perfect season came to an end at Auto Club Speedway. Ben Spies made this daring pass to win race 1. But race 2 was one of the closest finishes in AMA Superbike history.
Ben Spies in the draft. He pulled out, and it's Ben Spies with the win.
That finish left Matt Mladin speechless. But a devastating defeat can make the will to win even more intense. AMA Superbikes from Infineon Raceway. Next on Speed. The Parts Unlimited presented AMA Superbike Championship is in Sonoma, California's wine country at Infineon Raceway for the Kawasaki AMA Superbike Showdown, round 6 of the 2008 championship. The temperatures have been blazing hot here in the wine country, but the track preparations are complete. The riders are ready. Time to zip up the leathers, put on the helmets, and go racing. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Sheheen alongside 3-time world champion Freddy Spencer, and yes, we're ready to go racing here in Northern California. But at the last round in Southern California at Fontana, boy, Freddy, the racing was pretty intense.
It surely was. In fact, in the first race, it looked like Matt Mladin was going to have that covered, but then Ben Spies ran him down and really made a daring pass going in, blocking Matt's ability to turn into that corner. Actually, Matt had to go off the track, as you could see. He faded back to over 16 seconds, and Ben Spies had that race wrapped up. The second race, Matt really worked hard, looked like he had it won, and then coming out of the last corner, Ben Spies timed it perfectly and was able to draft by him and get across the start-finish line within a thousandth of a second and win it. I tell you what, Matt was really disappointed with the second race.
One of the most intense racers you'll ever meet. And earlier today, our Greg White caught up with Matt Mladin.
Before the AMA Superbike Series stopped at Auto Club Speedway, Matt Mladin was on a string of a perfect season. What does that mean in Superbike racing? Pretty simple. Pole position gives you a point. He had all those. Most laps led gives you a point. He had all those as well. And he won every race before Auto Club Speedway. And then we made the stop there, Matt, and things didn't go exactly according to plan. Tell us about that weekend.
Yeah, you know, it was certainly it wasn't quite as nice as the start of the season, obviously Daytona and Barber, but, you know, in races 4 and 5 of a season, it's hard to start talking about a perfect season. I mean, you know, we have 19 races throughout the year, and racing someone as fast as Ben, I mean, you know, to be honest with you, just to be able to win as many races as we've won lately has been nice. So, you know, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, that's for sure, but, you know, at Auto Club Speedway, or whatever they call it now, you know, the first race we had a couple of problems, and we just couldn't get the job done, and you know, we just faded backwards. And the second race we had a pretty decent motorcycle. We made some changes and things were pretty good, but you know, wore everything out trying to get away. The pace was hot at the front. You know, I mean, I kept the lap times fast and eked away and had a couple of problems in the end. And well, not problems. I made a couple of mistakes, and that cost me ultimately at the end. Obviously, as everybody's seen. So you know, other than that, it was an okay weekend. I mean, you can't be disappointed about coming second every now and then. I mean, geez, we've got to keep things in perspective. Let's put it that way. And so far, so good. And you know, we'll hopefully, you know, we can pick it up at Infineon and get a couple of wins.
Freddy, some very honest and I think open comments by Matt Mladin. What do you take off of what he says?
Well, he was certainly disappointed that he was not able to win one of the races or both the races at Fontana. And I tell you, that actually probably gave him a little more motivation going into this weekend and the rest of the year, because it looked pretty easy for him in the beginning of the year, but not now. Ben, he got 2 wins, so we'll have to see what Matt has for him.
Well, let's head down to the grid where Greg White is ready with a Progressive pre-race report.
With Jason DeSalvo, who qualified second here, finally splitting up the Yoshimura Suzukis of Ben Spies and Matt Mladin. Jason, great progress for you during the course of the season. You know, you and I have talked about this before, but you seem to be having a tremendous amount of fun this season. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, you know, it's just kind of did a lot of inward searching in the off season and the beginning of this year, and I just decided, you know, it's like, why not? You know, why not have some fun? And it's got to be fun, right? That's it.
It's got to be fun because racing's business, but at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, it's not good, is it?
For sure, for sure. It's always tough, and you know, the Yamaha guys have made it real easy for me to have fun this year. Just making everything kind of like you know, enjoyment rather than work. So it's a lot of help from them, and just, you know, it's good to be here.
All right, that's Jason DeSalvo qualifying second. Let's go back to Ralph.
Very strong performance by Jason DeSalvo. Another rider who's looking to maybe bust in there and mix things up at the front of the grid is Aaron Yates. He qualified 5th for this weekend's race here at Infineon Raceway, and we had a chance to get caught up with Aaron to find out how things are improving at the Jordan team.
Hi, I'm Aaron Yates. I ride the number 20 for Jordan Suzuki. You know, the team is just a great team. It's really relaxed over here. Everybody, we all got one goal, and that's just making the bike as good as we can and try to go as fast as we can on the track and get the best results. You know, the last weekend at Fontana, we found some, I think we found some new speed in our Superbike. The bike has picked up a bit of power, and it's definitely got some more straight line speed, and we've made some changes in the steering and the handling department. So, you know, hopefully we can keep the thing on 2 wheels as we can, and I think with some changes we've made to our Superbike that, you know, we should be able to be there. You know, it's tough. It's challenging. It's going to be hot this weekend, and you know, but we're up to it. We're ready for battle, and you know, hopefully we can get the Jordan Suzuki's up there towards the front.
And Aaron Yates loves racing here at Infineon Raceway, the only rider to have won here in 6 different classes. Certainly should be a strong competitor as this race wears on. It is a hot day. You see they've wrapped the towel around Aaron, trying to keep him cool. The umbrellas are out, but it's just about race time. We'll have it green when we come back. Speed's coverage of AMA Superbikes from Sonoma is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. And by Progressive. Visit progressive.com today. And you see the grid is starting to clear, so let's show you our Suzuki starting grid. Freddie?
And on the pole, Ben Spies on the Yoshimura Suzuki, the only rider to get in the 1 minute 34-second range. Really great qualifying time for him, and I think it bodes well for him in the race. Next to him is Jason DeSalvo. Great qualifying time for him on the Yamaha YZ FR1, the European-based bike. And then Matt Mladin, he's starting 3rd, but he's had an interesting weekend. He's crashed twice this weekend. Once in the back of the racetrack right here, he low-sided. You can see the black marks there where he actually tucked the front end under the brakes. And then watch his second one, same one. He's leaning over, the front end turns under. You can see the black mark there, same thing. Front wheel locked up, tucked in the front end, and he crashed. Didn't really hurt him that much, but he said his right leg is maybe hurt just a little bit. You called it what? You called it something. His leg problem. Go, keep going, second row.
Well, let's start with the second row while I try to figure that out.
Yeah, well, somebody said it's something.
Jamie Hacking is the only Kawasaki rider in the field here today. He's going to start on the inside of row number 2. He's got Aaron Yates on that Jordan Suzuki alongside of him. And then here come the Honda riders. You've got Neil Hodgson just barely out-qualifying his Honda stablemate, Miguel Duhamel. I don't know, what do you want to call that as we take a look at Miguel? We can call it anything you like.
Well, I don't know, but forget it. Forget about that. Let's talk about the rest of the grid here. We got Jeff May, Chris Parrish, Matt Lynn, Lee Akery. You know, some young riders that have gotten up there and are running pretty close to the factory guys. And it should be interesting to see What will happen here? Johnny Rock Page, I know one of your favorites.
Greatest name in racing.
That's right,
there.
Johnny Rock.
And Dean Misdahl, who through all of his years of AFM racing, this is one of their host tracks, has had a tremendous amount of laps here at Infineon Raceway. Well, let's take a look at this very unique twisting racetrack in our Kawasaki track map.
Well, this racetrack, Infineon Raceway, has changed over the years. 12 turns, 2.2 miles, 28 laps right here. A lot uphill going up into turn 2, then down 3, 4, 5. Then it's down here. Then the famous carousel that leads onto the straightaway. In fact, going in 7 is one of the turns that Matt Mladin crashed in. And then this is just carrying speed through here. You'll see a lot of crash, or I shouldn't say crash, of people overshooting the chicane here, and then down into the last corner in that race to the start-finish line.
We've got a couple of onboards for you. Here's our progressive onboard. This is Aaron Yates off the back of his number 20. He's starting 6th here today. Looking back off of his bike. Jeff May's going to carry a camera for us too. Another progressive onboard. He's starting 9th, a little bit further back, but looking out the front of his bike. All you need to know about the weather here today, hot. Not a cloud in the
here
sky.
For us.
No, nice here.
Nice inside here.
Beautiful, actually.
Hot out there.
Woo, yeah. Real hot. And actually cooler today, but you know what's the difference between 105 and 100? Nothing, you know, you don't feel any different.
No.
Here we go, getting ready to go green at Infineon.
Like one of the factory Yamahas got a great start. We'll see here as we go to the front.
Working their way up the hillside, tipping down into 3. Here's 3A.
Eric Bostrom.
Bostrom out front. You see the 2 Suzukis right behind him. Now they start to dip down the hill a little bit to turn 4.
Yeah, this is kind of an off-camera corner that you go through and you carry and you go up over this rise down through the carousel, and there's a lot of different entrances. Watch how they kind of spread out and they go through this section of the racetrack. The key here is carrying momentum down this hill. Goes a little bit off camera and getting a great drive on this back straightaway can set up a great pass.
Here comes Ben Spies. He's that second bike in line with the number 1 on the nose. Getting inside at the far north end of the racetrack to take the lead away.
Now this is going to be critical, as if Eric Bostrom can stay in front of Matt Mladin and Ben Spies can ease away this first or second lap here. It's certainly going to make it hard for Matt.
Eric Bostrom grew up not far from here. Look at Miguel Duhamel sitting in 4th, and Miguel goes in a little too deep, Freddy, and he's off course.
That is so disappointing for Miguel. He got a great start on the factory Honda, and he was right in that group, and I think he would have been able to stay close to him. Now, of course, he's got to turn around and get back on the racetrack where he came off.
That's Matt Mladin sitting in 3rd, right behind Bostrom as Speed starts to gap him a little bit.
Well, Ben has been strong through practice on the race tires and then even on qualifying tires, so I don't feel that he's got anything that he's struggling with, that's for sure. He likes this racetrack, so does Matt. Matt likes it better now since they've made some safety changes over the years, but he's got to get around this factory.
Oh boy, look at how close that was as they came up through there. Down 4, and Mladin moves himself up into 2nd. Now he's got to put his head down, Freddie, and run down Ben Spies.
And that is the problem with both. Every time we've seen one of the Suzuki guys get ahead, the problem has always been their lap times are so close that it's hard to make up the gap.
You can see Mladin starting to stretch it out a little bit away from Bostrom. And the gap between the first 2 has got to be about 1.5 seconds, maybe 2 seconds at this stage. And you see Hacking up to 4th in the green leathers on the green Kawasaki.
Yeah, Ben Spies, he ran a 37.7 to Matt's, or Eric Bostrom's 38.8, Matt's 38.6 that last lap. If he puts in about 4 or 5 or 6 of those, I think that he's going to have the field covered pretty good.
There's Spies, and this is one of the sections of the racetrack where Matt Mladin had problems this weekend, right here.
Well, you can see, in fact, that was a different line than he was running when he had that crash in practice. You know, try to get more braking done straight up and down before you dip the bike in. It looked like to me that that's what he was doing.
2.2
Now.
seconds to gap between Spies and Mladin.
Look at 35.6 to 36.6 between the two Suzukis.
Now, we mentioned to you that today is the coolest day of the weekend, but look at the temperature, 95, that's the ambient air. Track temp, 122. The humidity is non-existent out here. It's a dry heat, as they say.
Thank goodness it is, because with that much temperature and the track temperature, if it did have a lot of humidity, it would be a lot hotter for the riders, a lot worse on the engines and stuff, and then also tire management. You have to start thinking about that.
Everybody complaining, of course, about trying to find grip on the racetrack today. The hotter it got, the slicker it got, the slippier the surface became, and the more difficulty people were having to getting all the power to the ground as we took a look at Eric Bostrom. Well, Eric got a great start, Greg. He has slipped back to third, though.
He has, and you know, just a couple of weeks ago, the Yamaha team, along with many other teams, were at Miller Motorsports Park testing, and what the Yamaha team discovered, as Jim Roach, his crew chief, told me, was the balance of the motorcycle when it pivots front to back, when he's on the brakes and under acceleration. He said it was really bothering him that the motorcycle would basically seesaw back and forth. Now they've gotten it to the point where it's relatively balanced, so they feel like this is the point now where they can move forward to try to close the gap on some of these Suzukis.
Now, you're right, Greg. I spent some time talking with them as well, and they said getting the geometry right on the bike was a big part of that test and finding that balance. They said they were having difficulty getting the bike to finish the turn.
Yeah, and that's always a problem with these superbikes that everybody runs into, is getting the motorcycle to turn initially under, right when you turn it in, using the front brakes, and then right before you go to power is they seem to want to run wide and getting the power to the ground. If the bike will not finish the corner, and that's from midway to right before they pick the bike up, then what happens is that they have to stay on the side of the tire, and then they try to accelerate, and it's much harder to get the power to the ground.
Sitting in 6th place is the number 20 of Aaron Yates on the Jordan Suzuki. Trying to chase down Jason DeSalvo, who sits in 5th. As you look off the top of the rear tire, you see Neil Hodgson trying to close in on the Honda, back in 7th. We're coming right back to the wine country. Stay with us. We've got a lot of racing yet to do here at the Kawasaki AMA Superbike Showdown. Do you live for racing on two wheels? Well, check out SpeedTV.com for the latest motorcycle racing news and results, plus the most in-depth commentary online. So race over to SpeedTV.com today, your online motorsports authority. Good battle going on here, Freddie. Take a look at this. This is a fight over 4th place right now. I think that third, actually. That's Eric Bostrom, Jamie Hacking, and Jason DeSalvo.
Yeah, I think Jason wishes he would have got a little better start, and Jamie Hacking has been getting stronger and stronger because they've been getting parts and updates trying to get power to the ground on this factory Kawasaki. We know that the Yamahas have been getting better, and Eric Bostrom is proof of that. Jason adapted to the bike a little bit better than Eric did initially, and it looks like that Eric has certainly been able to pick up the pace. The Kawasaki has been so strong off the corners, and that hasn't been the problem, but when that happens, if you have too much lean angle, you can't get that power to the ground.
Hacking trying to get inside, can't get it done.
Doesn't look like the Yamaha's slow getting off the corner either.
No, it's not, and that's Neil Hodgson closing in behind on the red machine, the Honda. Dropping down into that hard braking zone. This is where Miguel went off early on. Miguel, by the way, has battled his way up to 13th as we continue to watch the fight over 3rd.
Well, Neil Hodgson actually ran about 0.2 of a second faster that last lap in this group here of Eric Bostrom, Jamie Hacking, and Jason DeSalvo.
Third bike in line here, Freddie, is Jason DeSalvo on the number 40 Yamaha. And Jason made a little history today when he qualified 2nd. He became the first rider since July 2006 at Mazda Raceway in Laguna Seca to qualify somebody in between Ben Spies and Matt Mladin on the front row. Those two have been either 1st or 2nd, either one of them, with the other guy right alongside every race since there. That race in July, it was Ben Spies, Miguel Duhamel, Aaron Yates, and Matt Mladin on the front row.
Yeah, that's amazing if you think about how many races we've had in between. You know, like this year we have 19 races total. So that's incredible if you think about how many races it has been since somebody has done that. So it's really shown Jason has improved his physical part of it, his mental part of it, his approach to how he approaches the races, and he's really worked hard and it's paid off.
Now, for those of you that are flipping through the record books on that, don't forget there was a race at Mid-Ohio that same year where we had the issues with the weather and the lights and all that. Remember, it got dark.
Oh, yeah.
The different people in the front row, but Matt and Ben both didn't start on the front row that particular weekend, so that one doesn't count in this conversation. Well, this battle is a good one here between Bostrom, Hacking, and DeSalvo, and Hodgson on the 100 continues to reel them in.
You know, it looks like that what Jamie's trying to do is he's tightening up the inside line just a little bit on the exit to try to get a better drive, get that bike picked up, but the Yamaha is just not letting him. Eric Bostrom is able to pick up the throttle, and he's not letting Jamie get by.
There's the reigning and two-time champion
6 seconds.
Being chased by the 6-time champ, Matt Mladin. And look at how big that lead is, and then here comes that fight for third.
You know, and actually, Matt Mladin is running 37.5s. It's about the same lap time as Bostrom, Hacking, and DeSalvo, as Ben Spies is running in 36s. So if they could catch up to Matt, we might have a battle between them for second place.
Well, they're about 5 seconds behind him, and Mladin is about 6.2 seconds behind Spies. The championship fight continues. And we're coming right back as Jeff May gives us a tour of Infineon. Okay. Hey, don't you have to leave for a plane? Oh, boy.
Huh?
Pete, he's leaving early. He's going to Utah. American Laws at Miller.
When's he leave?
Tonight. You want to go with it?
Yeah, as long as we go by Vegas first.
Drop you off?
Yes, exactly. Somebody was telling me the other day about going to a Christian bookstore. I called home and stuff, and I said, I've never seen a Christian bookstore in Las Vegas, but I've seen a lot of adult bookstores in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Hodgson is definitely catching him, isn't he?
Yep.
He's catching at least Jason. Jason's drifting back a little.
And Miguel just got by Taylor Knapp, and I think he's probably going to go by Lee Acree if he hasn't already.
You know what you might want to do, too, in one of these bump-out shots, you might want to take a shot of the motocross track up there, or the supermoto track. I mean, they're really trying to build that whole weekend experience here. Okay. Okay. Really?
Don't start that.
You know, I'm only partway through my Coke, man. It takes me a while. I got to shift to the Diet Pepsi here next round. That'll get me going.
Neil must be riding as hard as he possibly can.
He's got to be.
You gotta be.
Oh, look at that. Battle continues at the front here at Infineon Raceway, and it's not over the lead because that all belongs to Ben Spies on the number 1. He is pulled out an 8-second lead over Matt Mladin, who sits back in second. But behind Mladin, things are really starting to pick up as you see Spies way off in the distance. Here comes Matt Mladin. I mean, that's literally the entire section of the S's on the eastern side of the racetrack.
And it's only in 10 laps. It's not even halfway through the race. And it really showed, just like I said, those first couple laps, that Ben was able to pull away when Eric was in front of Matt Mladin and break that gap, and there's not really much Matt can do unless Ben runs off the racetrack or if he gets in trouble when he gets in lap traffic. Now these guys it looks like they're still about 5 seconds behind, which is about what they've been averaging the last couple laps or so. We'll see Matt's 8 seconds down from Ben, and 4.9 seconds down is the battle here for third position.
Yamaha, Kawasaki, Yamaha, and Honda. And we've got to include Neil Hodgson in this fight now because the rider on the number 100 has reeled them in, Freddie.
Yes, he has.
He's right there.
Yeah, he's about 4/10 quicker, 3 to 4/10 quicker that lap than the guys in front of him.
And actually, I mean, if you want to give a nod to Aaron Yates, he's doing everything he can to pedal himself up into that fight as well. He's closing in from 7th. And Yates was running better earlier, but that's a problem.
Same place that Miguel had the problem, except Miguel, of course, was on the asphalt. It happened sooner. Aaron tried to turn into the right hand of the low chicane. He knew he couldn't make it. He picked it up and went through it. No penalty. He didn't pick up any positions, so it certainly didn't cause him any problems. But it caused him, Neil Hodgson, to be able to get by him.
Hacking and Bostrom are taking a much different line through turn 7, the hairpin at the far end. But boy, they're both quick down through the S's, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks like they're probably not running quite as wide in the middle part of the corner. The key is in this racetrack, there's a couple different corners where you have different lines that you can run. It depends on how well your motorcycle is turning under brakes and also how much you have to pick the bike up as you're accelerating to get the power down.
It's a very physical racetrack as Hacking takes another look up the inside. And now up the hill they go. And as physical as this racetrack is, in talking to a lot of the riders and mechanics over the course of the weekend, everybody said, we came in here thinking we could really attack this place this weekend. And a lot of the corners we thought we could attack, we have found that we really need to be smooth. And that the smoother we go, the faster we'll go.
And a lot of that is definitely the heat. This racetrack has always been like that ever since I raced here, that the heat really affects the amount of grip that you get on the side of the tire. And you talk about resting, it only has one straightaway after this carousel, and you're working pretty much the entire time around this racetrack. There's really no place to rest.
And even that straightaway is, for all intents and purposes, almost a turn. It's just that last section of it, maybe 50, 60 yards. Here comes Hacking looking up the inside, and see that different line that Bostrom takes, cuts off his nose right as they get to the end of that corner.
And what Jamie Hacking is looking for is he's looking for the fact that if he can get under Eric at some point before they get to the second right.
We'll be right back. Well, he finally did it. Jamie Hacking on the Monster Energy Kawasaki has gotten his way around Eric Bostrom and moved the Kawasaki up to third. And here's how he did it, Freddie.
Watch this. We were talking about, let's go ahead and pick it up here. Watch Jamie set this up. He gets a better run coming through the left. Then as he gets to the right, he picks the throttle up, and he knows he can get next to Eric Bostrom here. Right before they get into the corner, he's already buying. It blocks Eric Bostrom's ability to turn in. Jamie makes the pass real nice and clean, and there he goes.
And he went deep into that corner,
yes,
and where he completed that corner is where we saw Yates and Miguel both go off earlier.
It is a corner that is very easy to misjudge the distance because it's downhill.
Now we've got this fight. This one is brewing up over 5th position. Jason DeSalva, who started 2nd today on the number 40 Yamaha, slipping back a little bit. He's in 5th. There you see a look at his lap times. But reeling him in is the factory Honda of Neil Hodgson. And behind Hodgson comes Yates on the Jordan Suzuki.
Neil's not quite close enough to where he can really do anything yet. His lap times have been pretty close. Jason DeSalva last lap was 138.7, Neil 138.6, and that's about how it's been, alternating back and forth. Jason will get on his board exactly the distance that Neil Hodgson is behind him and pick it up as he can.
As you take a look at
Aaron
Hodgson,
Yates is closing down, actually.
Yep, he is.
Yep.
He's in 7th. We've got that camera, the progressive camera, showing you off the back side of his bike, and it's going to be a ways before you see Jeff May on the 99.
Well, actually, the picture went away. I was going to draw something. If you just watch how much this rear tire moves up and down, look how much in the circle. It really does a lot of work, and that's why they're always trying to adjust to get the rear tire to stay on the ground and the shock to do all the work. So it actually doesn't make the sidewall of the tire have to work so much to try to get the power to the ground. And that's a balance that takes time. The rider has to feel it, and the mechanics have to know how to fix it.
That's one of the things I love about motorcycle racing as opposed to a lot of different forms of four-wheel racing.
Yeah, you can see right there, you can see, just where the bike was moving around under acceleration and keeping the power to the ground.
Well, as I was saying, you get to see that
Yeah,
here.
that's
You get
right.
to see the riders working, you get to see the machine working. It's not covered by a roof or enclosed in a roll cage. Now, Jeff May.
It's harder to show, I guess, the cheat. No, I'm just never mind. I didn't say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's Jeff May. That's his onboard camera on his Jordan Suzuki. He's right behind his teammate Yates in 8th, but the gap is pretty significant.
I was just joking. You know that.
I got you.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I know.
okay.
Yeah.
Jeff May's okay with it too. There he is on the 99. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Contact there. We're coming right back. This right here, that's my coffee with hazelnut creamer right there. Yeah. Ice cold Diet Pepsi. Oh, man.
Mladin just whacked.
Yeah, we saw
your
that.
boy Johnny Rock Page. Oh, it was on?
Yeah, we saw it. Right in 11 there.
Yeah.
My boy Johnny Rock getting hammered on. What's that all about? Yeah, he's got a great name. The only name better than that was Beaver Dragon. Well, God of Thunder is a great name.
Whoa. What was that name?
Beaver Dragon.
That's a real person's name?
Yeah, it's a real name. He's Canadian stock car racer.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, Beaver Dragon. Love that one. I mean, what do you do with that?
Not much.
Not much.
Get in trouble.
Yeah. Beaver Dragon. No.
Beaver Dragon.
He used to run the ACT tour, American Canadian tour.
That puts Dick Trickle's name to shame.
Well, that's just in a whole nother category,
Yeah.
You got Lake Speed. That was always a good name, too.
That was a good name.
It was a good name.
Yeah.
I liked Emerson Fittipaldi, I thought.
Well, you know what I always thought was a great name, just kind of rolled off the tongue, was Didier de Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah. I love Didier. Hey, Didier came down to Australia once to test.
Yeah.
Help me, because I had all these freaking tires and stuff too. He was coming down the front straightaway. The AMAs decided to go get lunch.
Trouble.
He barely missed the AMAs by about, right when he was going in 5th gear by about 3 feet.
Masahiro Shimizu was another good one. Order 3 Shimizu and you get an egg roll. All right, what am I doing? I've got promo 2 and then racing.
Hey, another guy was Go to Baloo.
Put your phone into gear with Green Alerts from Speed. Get the absolute latest racing news and results sent right to your phone. Text KX to 773333 on your mobile phone to receive free motorcycle racing text alerts. Speed Green Alerts presented by Kawasaki.
And
Boy,
Neil
I wish they would wait till I was done with the promo before they do that.
He made a great pass on Jason at the end of Middle straightaway
And
going
here
in.
comes
Yep.
Yates, too. He's
And
looking at
that
it.
was part of the reason why I think Neil was feeling a little pressure, because he was getting on his board that Aaron Yates was closing up.
Wow, look at the drive that Hodgson didn't get, that DeSalvo did get, as they come down through 10 now and under braking.
And Neil did what he needed to do perfectly, angled into the corner under the brakes. And look at that, Aaron Yates just drove under Jason DeSalvo. Here's the onboard, you can see. And look how he's just accelerating away from Jason. And that was just the drive coming out of the hairpin.
Yeah.
Aaron Yates made up at least 3 or 4 seconds.
You know, I spent some time talking to Jefferson Burke, who is a chief mechanic for Jason DeSalvo. He said they found that the harder compound tire actually worked better for them here this weekend, which goes against all thinking, you know, when you got a slippery racetrack. But that's what Jason was most comfortable on. That's what they decided they were going to race on, and maybe it's backfiring on him now.
Well, a lot of times you have to run a hotter or a harder tire, either construction or most time compound, on a track when the track temperature is high because of the heat. And so that way it will last longer and it won't get slippery. The racetrack is slippery, but you can't run a soft tire. Now, I could run a soft tire in hot temperatures, rear tire, but I'd run a really hard front tire because I wanted to be able to have it actually to move and slide. And then the rear tire, I could keep it working by good throttle management.
You see Neil Hodgson battling with Aaron Yates. These two now hold down 5th and 6th position. Miguel Duhamel had a great start, a teammate to Neil Hodgson, and he was running up into 3rd, cooked it a little too hot into one of the corners and went off course. He fell all the way back to 13th, and now Miguel is up to 11th as Yates gets inside of Hodgson.
Boy, that shows that it really finishes the corner very well. He gets the bike picked up and is able to pick up the throttle sooner, and that's basically exactly what he did to Jason DeSalvo.
So Yates starts to crawl up through the field. Whoa,
Oh.
boy.
He really, on the throttle, over the years, we've watched Aaron really spin that rear tire, and he's able to pick the bike up and control that so well. And on a hot, slippery racetrack like today, it's going to pay off.
Hey,
Look at how early he picks the throttle up. Yep.
Man. So now we'll put Yates up into 4th position. And he continues to work his way through the field, but nobody is catching Ben Spies. He's got an 11.5-second lead. Hey, you know, I saw Ricky Rudd the other night at dinner. Boy, he's aged. Promo 3. This is Freddy's promo. This is a swag promo.
Speed swag.
You need some new swag. I don't think you want to do anything with Miguel. I don't think you're a Miguel fan. I think you're trying to. He's up to 10. Got a top 10. Boy, if I just entered this race, I could have had a top 20. Look at that. I could just, you know, all I have to do is run a handful of laps to get top 20.
Yeah.
Tail end of the field.
Not even finished.
Not even finished.
Yeah. Well, you have to make sure you wait till these guys drop out.
Well, Jensen didn't even start.
Yeah, he didn't even start. Yeah.
How'd you do the Superbike race? Top 20. Hey, that'd be impressive for me. You kidding me? I got the scooter out there.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, it is. All right, you want to do the promo first? All right. I think that's nice.
Hey, I've used the Telestrator a couple times. You happy, Jeff?
I think that's outstanding.
Yep.
Did you see that Ghost Rider movie
No.
with Nicolas Cage?
No,
Yeah, I saw it.
It was good.
I saw it. What'd you think?
I liked it, man. Anything that's got flaming motorcycles and skulls in it, I'm all over that.
I tell you what, I did not want to like that movie, but when it was over, I was like, oh yeah,
it was
that was
fun.
all right. That was all right.
Good popcorn movie, you know. Is your wardrobe looking a little boring? Well, add some color with a visit to the all-new Speed Store. We're talking brand new, top-notch styles that you've got to have. Speed polos, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and more. Check it out now at speedtv.com, keyword swag. Obviously, Freddy's been hitting that site because he recorded a new shirt this weekend. And
I got 2 new shirts.
I know.
Where's your shirt?
I don't have that shirt.
I don't know.
Here's Miguel Duhamel. He's up to 10th now. We talked about the good start that he had and the bad luck, and he's battled himself up from 13th to 10th.
And Miguel is really struggling lap time wise also. You know, he's dropped back and he is, like you said, up to 10th position. And, you know, it's just a matter of getting this bike working for him. And, you know, it would have been interesting to see if he was able to stay with that group, what would have happened. But he ran off first lap, so we won't know until race 2.
Things aren't right at this place. It's going to be a long afternoon. This is a racetrack where your bike is not working right. You cannot.
Takes forever.
You can't battle it back.
No, you can't. And because the reason is because these corners, you have to get them to fit together. And you have to be able to, like the Ben Spies did there. He was out wide on the exit, drifted back out to the right, got the great turn in and to the left and the right. And that is how it works. And that's how you go around this racetrack. Now, you know, you can see Matt here. Matt goes in. He's able to finish that turn, get it over to the right, get it picked up, and accelerate down the hill. Your bike won't finish a corner. You can't get it picked up to get the power down, and you can't carry the momentum necessary through these corners to run a good lap time.
This is a type of racetrack that Matt usually does very well.
I know.
A very physical track. He gets up on top of that bike and on top of the racetrack and can manhandle it around here. But it has just been a very un-Matt Mladin-like weekend so far. He's really been struggling.
And he was really looking forward to this weekend because, you know, Matt this winter really, you know, he's been in shape over these years. But, I mean, he's really been working hard. There's Jamie Hacking in 3rd position. Still 5.9 seconds. Matt has gained almost a second over Jamie Hacking, who was battling with Eric Bostrom and Jason DeSalvo for a while for 3rd spot, but he's been able to pull away 5.4 seconds over Eric Bostrom.
And if you had talked to Jamie Hacking at Daytona, he would have told you this is the type of racetrack he would have thought that monster Kawasaki really would have struggled on. I would think right now, with the track conditions, the weather, the heat, and how this bike is running, I would think he'd be pretty happy with a 3rd.
Absolutely, and the thing is, it hasn't been a problem of power. They've had a really good power. This bike there, the Kawasaki, has been very strong, but it's just getting the bike to handle under hard acceleration, finishing the corner, and also under hard acceleration. But look at Aaron Yates has closed down on Eric Bostrom. In fact, he's running right now the fastest laps of anybody at 37.4.
And with 6 to go, he could get that spot.
Oh yeah, he could
easily. Yates is on it. He's closing hard, and Yates is one of those guys that, boy, you give him something to shoot at, he will go for all it's worth in the closing stages of this race. He won't just settle for this position. He's going to see if he can go get 4th.
Well, and he goes very good on racetracks, elevation changes like here, Road Atlanta, and tracks like that, Mid-Ohio. He goes very good on tracks that are very physical. And, you know, traction is a situation where you kind of have to work on that. It's very inconsistent. And now we're looking at Neil Hodson, who made the pass on Jason DeSalvo, but has lost about 4 seconds to Aaron Yates.
I would think the one guy who's probably the most frustrated with this race right now is the guy who's behind Hodson in 7th, DeSalvo. So good in qualifying, started 2nd today, splits Mladin and Spies. First time that's happened since July 2006. And now he's going to finish 7th.
Yeah, he didn't really get a good start, and this racetrack requires that. If you lose touch with the leaders, it's hard to close down.
Yeah, but his other guys have moved forward. He's even moved back.
I know. He has not run the lap times than I believe he was hoping. 39-1 that last lap is not very good for him.
And here's Jeff May on the 99 as you go on board with him. Here's that braking zone. A lot of guys have struggled through here today.
It's so easy to misjudge the entrance to that right-hander because it really tightens up and it comes back when you make, the left. And you also want to make that left and get out to the left side to be able to go through the right-hander. So
yeah, and you talked about at the beginning of the show how this track has changed over the years, and that's one of the sections that's changed. It used to come much faster down through there, in through turn 9 and in into 10, and boy, it was just hauling through there.
Oh, yeah.
You probably remember it too.
I did.
One AMA weekend.
Going into the last corner. And it used to be a tower there, and that was really a lot of fun.
How about the wreck Scott Gray had here one year?
Oh, yeah.
We'll be back.
The rest of the race.
Remember Scott Gray?
Yeah, I remember.
Oh, man, he had a heck of a wreck right down here in 9. Oh, my God, he was massive. But, boy, he just wadded one up big over here, right on the outside.
Have you seen that one on YouTube of Barry from Silverstone?
No, have to look it up. Barry Sheheen?
Yeah, I got to show you the one where it locks up at the start-finish line at the trioval. He's going, man.
Oh, we were talking about that when we were skiing this year. Coffee's here.
Thank you. You're the best. I tell you.
I'm good. I'm all good.
Ralph.
Yes.
Your boy JRP just got lapped the second time.
No.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it. Well, he's 17th. I said, Greg, I could have had a top 20 here.
I know. That's,
21 guys.
I heard you. I was trying to comment on that. Yeah, because Scotty Jensen didn't
even start.
Hey, Greg.
Pietri went out.
Yep.
Misdahl had a mechanical. I'd have been 19th, 18th.
I know.
Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm sitting in front of the Honda tent and the Suzuki tent. I had a couple good ones, but I guess the timing wasn't right.
Shot down?
Yeah.
Shot.
Mostly on the hack, man. I got some good stuff on the hacking.
Hey,
you
out in the sun or under 10? Greg.
Yeah.
You under 10 or are you just like standing out in the sun?
Oh, no, I'm in the shade, man.
Okay.
You will not?
Hey, how's the Honda 10 as far as their look on their faces?
You know.
I know.
Long.
Yeah.
Long.
Hi, Greg. We see you there.
Yeah.
Wait, you were waving the wrong way. Fatty McFat.
What? Was it hanging out?
Oh, look at this.
It's all shirt. It's all shirt.
Dude, I'm all about Pilates now.
Yeah. Oh.
We've got a battle.
Pilates, you and all the other women?
Dude. Good battle brewing as we've got about 3 laps to go. And the fight is on for 4th. We said that Aaron Yates, if he could catch a sniff of Eric Bostrom, would do everything he could to reel him in. And guess what? He's on him now.
We talk about how strong Aaron Yates is around tracks like this. Maybe he's doing Pilates. Isn't that what you said you're doing now? You're all about Pilates, right?
It's working.
Is it?
Dropping the weight, getting stronger.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go help your skiing?
Couldn't hurt it.
Snow skiing.
Yeah, right. Bostrom from right over the hill here in Northern California, Petaluma native. Him and Ben grew up in the area. A lot of friends and family here. Now, here's where you can start working the draft. You can get a good drive out of the carousel and get a bit of a tow through here, Freddie, if you can get up close enough, but I don't think you did.
Well, the straightaway is not quite long enough where the draft really helps you that much. If you get a good drive coming out of the carousel and you get a run on a rider, then you can use a little bit of the draft, get up next to him, and you still have to outbrake him. We've seen so many riders outbrake another rider, get in too deep, and then the rider that he passed, he gets it squared off and gets back under it. So I know Aaron doesn't want to do that. So where I think he's going to try to make the pass is the same place that he did also on Neil Hodgson and Jason DeSalvo, and that's going to be coming out of the hairpin. He gets out a little bit wider. Tries to square it up, but Eric Bostrom also is getting a good drive off there.
He's not pulling him too much, is he?
No, he's not.
Charging up the hill now.
Only 2 laps to go. Eric Bostrom is certainly going to know that Aaron Yates is there. He's going to have seen that on his pit board. +0. That's the worst number you can see on your pit board is +0.
It means he's right on your rear tire.
Or if they don't put anything.
He's tucked up under your fender, isn't he?
Yeah. I've had him do that for me too, just not put anything.
Nothing.
I mean, it's not even +0. It's like under. -0.
He is right up there. And a slower rider in front of him.
Yeah, Eric Bostrom ran a 38.1 and Aaron Yates ran a 38 flat. So Aaron he's running good.
I think that's Johnny Rockpage that got out of the way there. But look at the difference in lines through here.
Well, that's one of the places I was talking about that you can make a pass is that if the rider in front has a wider line going through the double apex right-hander that you can shoot under him. So I think the 2 places that, and we got Ben Spies here taking the white flag.
One to go for him.
Yep. Now let's watch and see if Aaron Yates tries to make that pass where he gets a better drive on the exit of the corner. Oh, and that was a great save. His left foot came off the ground. There was a black mark from his front tire where he actually saved it from tucking under, and that's just pure strength. But that's what he was trying to do, is he was trying to run that tighter mid-corner line so he could get the bike picked up and drive by him, and he almost crashed. That was a great save. He saved it on his knee, his right knee, and that left foot came off the foot peg. If we had a replay of that, that'd be pretty cool.
Charging down the hill out of turn 4, through 5, up and over into the carousel, known as turn 6. Now let's see if Yates can get a good drive out of here. He's not quite as close on him as he was last time. That might be all he needs for Eric Bostrom to hang on and take 4th.
Because this is the corner where he would have tried to make the pass. Eric is protecting actually the inside line, which is very smart.
And I think Yates is going to have to settle for 5th, Freddie, as he did a great job of reeling him in, but I think that one spot is going to end it. Ben Spies swept the weekend here back in '06. He's about to collect his 3rd win here at Infineon Raceway as Ben Spies takes the checkers. Round 6 goes to Spies. Mladin will cross the line. He closed it to 6 seconds. And Jamie Hacking will finish in 3rd on the Kawasaki. And 4th goes to Eric Bostrom as Yates just couldn't get another charge set up to try to take 4th away. Ben Spies begins the first half of the weekend with a win. Spies coverage of AMA Superbikes from Sonoma is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. Time to head to victory lane. Here's Greg with the winner.
Oh, Ben Spies, congratulations. A great win for you. Man, from where we were standing, it looked like you ran the perfect race.
Yeah, you know, it was a really good race. Definitely had some problems in the end of the race, but you know, that's definitely sorted out for tomorrow. The bike was really good, and just got to do it again. You know, points day for us, and good race.
All right, Ben Spies, congratulations. Your winner here at Infineon Raceway.
Quick look at the results shows that the Yoshimura Suzuki guys went 1 and 2. They didn't start that way on the beginning of the race on the grid, but they finished that way. And of course, it'll tighten up the championship a little bit. Miguel closed back up to 10th. But I think you got to like it for 3rd if you're Jamie Hacking.
Yeah, I think the biggest improvement was Jamie Hacking, finishing in 3rd position. We expected the Suzukis to be up front. Disappointment for Jason DeSalvo, certainly, and certainly for Miguel.
And Ben chips away a little bit more at the points, and he'll have another shot at that tomorrow. doubleheader weekend here at Infineon Raceway. Well, for Greg White, Freddie Spencer, I'm Ralph Sheheen. Hi, Greg. It's been a great beginning to a doubleheader weekend here in Sonoma. I'm Ralph Sheheen. So long.